Hey everybody, Tim here with today's review of Doctor Who, story number 174, School Reunion. Easily, don't even have to say it, my favorite episode so far of the new Who. Absolutely brilliant. Like, it's great. Everything about it is great. I kind of wish it was a two-parter, but then I don't know if that would have been like too much of it. Just jumping right in, obviously this is one of the best episodes because of the return of Sarah Jane Smith, which... long time running companion. I believe she's the second longest running companion from the original series. Almost had her own spin-off show in like 81, and then she did get her spin-off show shortly after this episode, which I'm going to be doing reviews of that once I get to that point. So absolutely love it. Anthony Stewart Head plays the evil principal. Fantastic actor. Most people know him from Buffy. He even kind of has a Buffy line in there a couple of times. Great actor. Some of you might even know him from like playing Dr. Frankenfurter, because he's a very talented singer. He has a whole album out. Great guy. So the Doctor is playing a teacher while Rose is playing a lunch lady. And just the whole physics scene, you can't even say physics anymore without just physics. I hope you're getting this all down. It's great. Super smart kid, just kind of reminded me of the scene from Matilda where he can do big multiplication numbers in his brain. So I was like, okay. Mickey is trying to log into a computer. Torchwood, access denied. Ooh, there's the key word. I feel like Pee Wee Herman where I'm like, the key word. So I was like, okay. So Sarah Jane Smith doing a piece. Meet John Smith. Again, lost my shit, and she's like, I knew a man named John Smith. Obviously referencing the third Doctor. Because, well, I think it was the second or the first. I think all three, 1, 2, and 3, all went by John Smith at one point. So, that was great, because I think the first had a library card that said J. Smith, and the second one, anyway. So that was great. The scene where she finds the police box and turns around is where I lost it. Cried, emotional. I was like, oh my god, it's Sarah Jane Smith. I didn't really even care about David Tennant. He was just smiling like an idiot the whole time. And I was like, it's probably because he's so happy to see her, in real life. Who wouldn't be? So I was like, oh my god, it's Sarah Jane. So he's probably just as enamored as we are. And he's like, yeah, I've changed a half dozen times. And, I'm not a stickler for continuity, but I was like, so last time she saw him, he was 6. Nope, that's not math. So I was like, okay, whatever. Rose and Sarah, the Mrs. and the X, and them just going back and forth is great. We find out the teachers are evil bats. Okay, whatever. Oh, God, there's so many notes for this one. Yes, okay, keep going. So... where the teachers are bats, and I love, so they find the teachers and they're bats hanging up in the ceiling, and Mickey and Rose run out of there. They're like, nope, bye, and they are out of that building. The Doctor and Sarah are just casually okay, whatever, let's go. And it's brilliant because it's just showing how the two of them have been through so much. And they're like, okay, giant bats hanging, whatever. And they don't even care. So, of course, we see K9, which is the Mach 3, which is great. Again, I had to start doing math in my head for continuity. And I was like, okay, so the first K9 went bye-bye with Leela. And the second K9 went bye-bye with Romana. So I was like, okay, so yeah, the third K9 is what he gave her in the spin-off, the K9 and Company, in 81. So I was like, okay, so if this is the same one, then yeah, this would be the Mach 3. So I was like, okay, it works. It fits in the continuity. And just, the whole scene where they're sitting there at dinner, and she's like, nothing as good as traveling with you, and you could have come back. It really reminded me of the story that we just saw not too long ago, where Rose is sitting there and Nine had just sent her away, and she's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just going to sit here when I know everything is out there, where he's dying for me 200,000 years in the future? And Sarah Jane basically says the same thing. You dropped me off, And which she didn't even drop me off in the right spot, which is true if you look at her last episode where she's like, this isn't even the right road. And so she's like, you dropped me off, not even the right spot, and you never came back, and you never checked on me. And the doctor has to basically say, like, I'm sorry, like, you're going to age and die, and that's something I'm not going to do, and I can't put myself through that. And it's brilliant. It's so good. K9 wakes up, immediately recognizes the doctor, which I absolutely love. The aliens, Krillatine something? I don't know. It's whatever. So, and basically what they do is they're Jeepers Creepers. They're the creeper, where they just steal a little bit of other stuff and incorporate it in their body. Like, oh, I'm going to eat this thing with wings, and now I have wings. And I was like, okay, so nothing we haven't seen before, but whatever. One of the scenes that I loved and pissed me off at the same time was where Rose and Sarah compare stories. And they're like, well, I've seen this, and I've seen that, and I've seen this, and I've seen that. And Sarah says something like, well, I've seen the Cybermen, or I've seen the Daleks. And Rose comes back with, I've seen the Emperor of the Daleks. And Sarah comes up with something else. Like, she's like, well, I've seen the Yeti or whatever. Okay, you saw the Emperor of the Daleks. Big fucking deal. Sarah should have instantly have been like, well, I've met the creator of the Daleks. Like, I met Davros. Like, it was the perfect time to name drop or something. But she doesn't. It just keeps going back and forth. Which I still think Sarah had the most bad. It was like an epic rap battle, which somebody should actually make a rap battle between the two of those. But, I don't know. The unplugging the computer scene, I love, like, the only thing I liked about that was Mickey literally going, like, and just unplugs the computer. Like, okay, does this work? When we see Sarah Jane, it's a brilliant shot with her leaving, because the TARDIS door is open, and you can see the console all the way in the back, because usually you can't. Usually all you see is them peek out of the door, but you can actually see into the TARDIS all the way to the back, and it's a great shot. Like, it's brilliant. So I really like that. And then he says, to goodbye, my Sarah Jane, and it's just heartbreaking to watch him say goodbye to her. But then he fixed K9, so it's all's well that ends well, I guess. Because I love Sarah Jane and I love K9, and we'll see them again in Doctor Who, and like I said, we will see them in their own adventures very, very shortly. So, fantastic episode. I absolutely loved it. The only thing that frustrated me was how little other companions we see. Like, there are so many that are still out there, that are still alive, including the Doctor's granddaughter, Susan. Like, there are so many people I would love to see again, but all we ever really see is Sarah Jane, so it's a little bit frustrating. So, I'm curious what you guys thought about this one. I could talk about this one for days, so leave lots of comments, because I'll reply to those. This is the longest video I've done for Doctor Who in a long time. So, curious, let me know. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time for The Girl in the Fireplace.